Hello and welcome back to lesson 2 for synonyms. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at another common word that you should mostly be trying to avoid, and that word is bad. There are hundreds of different ways that you could say this word using more advanced vocabulary, but stop! Not all of the synonyms have the exact same meaning. Let's take a look at a few examples. The engine was obviously quite faulty. The movie really was diabolical. Let's take a look at these two examples. The synonyms for bad used are faulty and diabolical, but they actually have quite different meanings. In the first example, the word faulty refers more to the car engine's efficiency or ability to work properly. The second example discusses more this person's opinion on whether the movie was good or bad. If I was simply wanting to say whether I thought the movie was well made and that I enjoyed it, I couldn't say the movie really was quite faulty. For this reason, it is really important that you check the synonyms and really try and understand them as best you can. Our focus word for this lesson is bad, and we'll take a look at some words that you could use to improve your sentences. As with the previous synonyms video, we'll see some examples that are given by an IELTS speaking student. So let's get right to it. This sentence has a nice opener, but we could use some more advanced vocabulary for bad. Let's take a look at the example.
I believe the public transport system is substandard and needs to be improved.
Substandard is a synonym for bad that refers to quality and how well something works. So the student thinks that the public transport system does not work very well. In this example, the student believes that overall she is not a very good singer. But there are other ways that you can say this using more advanced vocabulary.
To be honest, my thinking is dreadful.
Dreadful and bad are very close synonyms and are used to say overall something is not good. For example, the weather was completely dreadful. Or, unfortunately, the food was dreadful. As dreadful can be used in a variety of situations, it's a really useful word to keep in your word bank. The next sentence discusses the weather and uses two words to give negative meaning, the first one being bad and the second word being awful. Let's see how the student deals with this sentence to improve and score extra marks.
The weather was horrendous. It was almost as awful as in my hometown.
Here, the student chose to use the word horrendous, and much like dreadful, this is a general word that you can use for many situations, which means this is another great word to keep in your word bank. You may have noticed that the student decided to leave awful in the sentence, and that's because this is reasonably high-level vocabulary. So this brings us to the end of this lesson on synonyms. I hope that you found it useful. Do remember to check a synonym's real meaning and make sure that you're using it correctly. All the best of luck, and I will see you in the next lesson.